Welcome everyone to a video of this month's Soul Exchange. Um, I have to say I'm very surprised with the list that has been given and released, especially with some of the goodies that SG have put in this Soul Exchange. Let's go through the heroes and I will give you my thoughts and we will also trade in my chosen hero. Okay, so at 10, there are a couple of decent options here. Um, the two outstanding ones are, um, what's her name? Hanitra with her dodge. She's fairly decent and is still used to some extent if you're fighting in mid to high level wars. Dodge is always a great ability, and the fact that she's fast means that you oftentimes get her dodge up early. She's also monk class, and her ability to block any silence is sometimes relevant, although not particularly so even in Rush War. But it's mainly the dodge with heal, which people like. It could be better. The dodge could last longer. 3 turns is very short. The max health reduction is kind of a niche ability. Horus is probably the one that comes to mind for regular war hits, but he's not seeing as much play these days. But all in all, she's decent. The other one is Ugly Greg. So this is a hero I actually don't have. And the reason he's even being considered is because of his crit charts, which means that he's one of those rare heroes which is still desirable for Mythic Titans, especially the blue Mythic Titan, whereby you cannot use any defense down heroes, or well, the Titan is resistant to defense down heroes. So the crit is the one of the few ways that you are able to boost the amount of damage due to that Titan. And yeah, great. Otherwise, Maligna is okay. You can bring her for Mythic Titan and hope for a level 1 or alternative 1 special, which gives minus 54% defense down. That's pretty decent. Otherwise, alt 2 and alt 3 are fairly mediocre. So you'll be spinning the wheel until you get to alt 1 and then stun locking the Titan with items. Russell is fairly unimpressive. He doesn't deal that much damage, even for a hero that's released in 2021. The fact that he doesn't misses is nice, but and you do see a lot of Bastet and some to this day still some costume Catalan on defense, which is nice. But at the end of the day, he only hits one, but there's some burn to 3, although it is a small amount. One of the main issues with burn damage is that the burn is not significant, and on top of that, you then have Miriam and Midnight, aka Eminem, whereby the kittens can actually donate the burn back to you, which is nicht good. So all in all, Russell is very underwhelming. Then Vela, she's received a rebuff, although she's still fairly weak. As you can see, she does very little damage to begin with, and her water damage over 3 turns is pretty pathetic, 156. The attack down is nice, but again, you know, it's the combination package where she hits like a noodle and doesn't do enough really. So yeah, once a powerhouse, no longer that. Now, in the 15 heroes requirement, the fact that Ludwig is in for 15 is utterly crazy. He is one of the best taunt heroes, especially for Rush. In fact, I would happily max multiple Ludwigs for Rush, because in Rush, what you want is a taunt hero to protect your team against a possible revive of Alfric. But on top of that, he also provides mana over the next couple of turns. The fact that he decreases the damage from special skills means that even if Alf is active and if you have got him fully maxed and limit broken, he actually survives all 5 cubes, which is nice. So all in all, he's a really, really good hero on offense on Rush, but on defense, he's also again another monster as well because you oftentimes have him in position 2, whereby he first of all taunts, and so your opponent wastes the specials. You can't really sit out the taunt because that's 6 turns, so you need to have a dispel. And if you don't, then he would just continually mana up either Mother North or Carlo in the corner and just keep resurrecting their team, which leads to inevitable loss. So I think he is really undercosted at 15. Caitlyn is okay. She's mainly a rush hero, as a dispeller, as a yellow hero. Issue is her damage is not great, and even when you are maximally stacked up, 340 is not great for her. So she's okay. I have her maxed when she got released the first time around, but I don't necessarily think she is that good these days. Cristobal, unfortunately, is probably one of the worst heroes from the Magic family. They unfortunately designed his specials the other way round. If they had it, with him dealing 500% damage to the target if they have more than 50% health remaining, and having him deal 430% damage to the target to all targets if they have less than 50% health remaining, he would be a monster, but he isn't. So he's decent. I mean, they have buffed him, especially his passive, to give some attack down, which is nice. Multi-charge heroes themselves are an issue anyway, and his second charge is pretty much slow speed. So you have a very fast speed sniper, which you hope is, does more damage than Cage, but half the time doesn't. And you're really hoping for a second charge very quickly to do lots of damage, which in the end game, again, that's less effective. So I don't really think he's that good. Sal's also nice, especially as a defense down for red, if you want an upgrade over Wilbur. Although there are other red defense downs that you can use these days as well. Red also has Sun, the 4-star, red 3 Kingdom hero, which is a great defense down as well. So not a necessity, but this is more of a luxury pick. And there's Cobalt here, which was a powerhouse once before, but these days is very underpowered, especially if you look at the defense, it's very low. Still hits fairly hard, but outdated by today's standard. And then at 20, let's just say this kind of like straightforward the pick, because whoever who doesn't have Elf in Rush War is going to pick Elf. And soon you're going to have a whole meta of most alliance in mid to top tier will have 30 elves. Is Elf the singular most powerful hero in Rush? No, but it does require people to build offenses which are tailored specific for Elf. You need to have either Taunt hero, some mana control, someone like Mickey, for example. You need to have a bit of a contingency plan, especially if your board is a bit slow. So for people in the lower end of top 100, it really is rage inducing simply because they don't have that developed roster. So I'm not sure what SG are thinking unless they are going to plan a Christmas gift to us in December where they say, well, we're getting rid of Rushmore altogether and you can use your elf only in raid tournaments. But otherwise, I think she is going to be the pick if you don't have her for your rush defense. Otherwise, Fallon is very nice. She's still quite powerful as a hit 3 and fast. The family bonus for Starfall is also very nice because she will auto cleanse herself majority of the time. Frick at 20 is a bit steep, but Green, if you think about it, do not have that many heroes with defense down. She's only one of 2 heroes in 5-star with defense down. The other being Ma'at, which is exceedingly rare since she's never been featured. And then you have obviously, your 3-star, 4-star defense downs like Marcel and Buddy. So for all intents and purposes, she's still quite a desirable hero, even to this day, because she's one of the few 5-star defense down for Green. But I still think 20 coupons is very steep for her. Emilio at 20, I really don't understand. He's a hero who does a lot but actually doesn't do anything at the end. He does a lot of burn but over 510, so easy to be cleansed, less useful in Equalizer War, and he heals for a bit, but that's only if you've got burn on top of that. So it's, and he also does the status ailment protection, which is nice. He's one of those utility heroes which you rather have a utility hero which focuses on one thing and do it well. So if you're going to have a healer which blocks ailments, then bring Garnet, for example, or Cleopatra, for example. And if you want a hero that does a lot of damage, then bring Matilda or even Gravemaker, for example. But he's still a useful hero for Rush because of his ability to block status effects. I just think that for 20 Smackaroons he is way overpriced. And last but not least is Costume Finley, released after lots of complaints because he was one of the first heroes spoiled for non-season 1 costumes, and there was a lot of outrage that SG eventually did release him, and that went down like a wet balloon because he was actually way past his sell-by date by the time he came out. He's a decent hero. He still does good defense down at minus 56%. Problem is Blue has got a million heroes which does defense down. You think Athena, you think Isania, you think Frank, even Bubbles does defense downs, Bobo, etc, etc, etc. So the defense down is kind of like a nice thing, and it's still fairly high at minus 56%, don't get me wrong, but it is still not very special compared to Frick, where she's one of 2 heroes in Green with defense down, and the other one is rarer than Hen's Teeth. And then obviously he's got his chain hitting ability like previously. To be honest, Finley costume was already outdated when they released him, and at 20 beans, he is not worth exchanging. So to summarize, if you were to pick 1 at 15, it's going to be Ludwig, maybe Sao if you have like multiple Ludwigs, and at 20, it's going to be Alf if you don't have her already. But if you do have her, then you could make an argument for either Fallon or Frick. But I'm actually going to pick the one hero that I've been missing for a long time, which is Ugly Greg. Saved up a few potatoes here. And thankfully, it only cost me 10 potatoes to trade for his ugly mustache. And there we are, I've got my ugly Greg. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching my little video today.